Hello, good morning. How's everybody doing today? It is Tuesday, so this must be Tuesday Talks with Stacy. I'm evidential medium Stacy Needenthal. I'm so glad you're here. Up there we go. So glad that you're here today. If you're here and this is your first time, welcome. Place a 1 so that I can personally welcome you afterwards. If you are returning, thanks so much for coming back. Every Tuesday at 10:30, I sit here in my office. Today is a trial for this little guy back here to see if he can be a good boy. Um, but we're going to talk to you about things that maybe you're not always comfortable to talk about with other people. We talk about mediumship, we talk about grief, we talk about spiritual journeys and awakenings, and just things that pop into our heads from time to time, but maybe there just isn't someone that can have the conversation with you. So it's me. And it's me today, this Tuesday at 10:30. So before we start, I want to talk to you about some events that are coming up. May 22nd, myself and another evidential medium hosts a divine empowerment circle. It's online, but it's waking up those spiritual sleepiness within yourself. And all of this information is on the website connectingtospiritwithstacy.com, so you can always click there for the events. June 2nd through 4th, I'll be in Bel Air, Maryland for privates. The 3rd, we have an intimate group reading, and the 4th will be at Made Me Mine, where you will be creating a memorial for your loved one who has passed. And then I will come in and do a platform reading. We did this a couple months ago, and it was amazing. June 11th, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, Wake Spa. We're doing a past life regression in a salt cave. The 25th, I will be back at a Wake Spa for an intimate group, again in the salt cave. The 26th, we're doing cards and candles at Hammer and Stain in Chambersburg. So you're going to be making candles, and as your candles are setting up or as other people are working on their candles, I'll be doing card readings. The 30th at Gai Kwong in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, we're doing a past life regression, and then I'm back to Bel Air, Maryland, July 28th through 30th with privates, an intimate group, and on the 30th, I'll be in Havre de Grace for an intimate group reading at Haven. So I've recently opened up a few appointments on my schedule, so you can always go there and schedule an appointment. We're doing the retreat in October, Only a Whisper Away retreat in Bethany Beach. We are going to be talking about transformations and energy and spiritual awakening and meditation, and we're going to be looking to the mermaid. And then I'm really excited tonight on Connecting to Spirit podcast, 8 o'clock Eastern Central Time on Bold Brave Media, Spotify, Amazon Music, all the major streamings. I'm going to be doing a call-in show where you can call in with your questions, or you can receive a free angel card reading. Don't miss it. I'm so excited. It'll be my first call-in show. I would be so disappointed if no one called in. So you can, I will post the number. I've posted it a couple times, but we'll post the number so that you can call in. But if you're watching the show or listening to the show, the number will be there. So those are my upcoming gigs. So let me know if you're here. Say hi. I'm not seeing anyone yet, but I'm not always good at seeing those. So we're going to talk about the power of tapping into spirituality. So I was listening to a podcast with Dr. Lisa Miller, and she wrote a book on the awakening brain. And she talked about how spirituality can connect you back to yourself if you're going through anxiety or depression, if you're dealing with things that you don't exactly know what's going on. And I've noticed over the past couple years, but especially recently, there's a lot of buzzwords everywhere. And with these spiritual buzzwords, you may not completely understand what they are or what they represent. But when you look them up, you think, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I feel. That's what's been going on. But what do I do with it now? I've been experiencing these things. How do I expand on this? Because what we do with it is that interconnection with ourselves. If you expand on your spiritual path, sometimes you may think, well, now I'm going to lose control over my logical brain and I'm going to go off woo woo and people are going to think I'm crazy. And you know what? Maybe that does happen. Maybe it doesn't happen. I was raised to believe certain things. And now I have this whole index of experiences from the human point of view and as well as the spiritual point of view. And I see things differently. We don't have the same thought process at 10 as I do at 60 because now I've seen it, I've experienced it, I've learned about it. We hear, these buzzwords like alignment and inner compass and consciousness and mindfulness and empath and spiritual enlightenment and so on. I mean, I talk about it with you guys all the time. Let me just do something once. Okay, there we go. I mean, I talk about it all the time, but I feel sometimes that we get so laser focused on what the word means, we don't think about the action or the feeling behind it. So, have you ever thought that being spiritual is not just a belief, but it's a connection? It's a daily exercise. It's something that you strengthen within yourself, within the universe, source. It's that connection to your higher self that when you continually practice it, it becomes where you don't even have to think about it. I want you to think for a minute. I want you to assume that you've always been on a spiritual journey, but you didn't realize it. Because our human body is created out of energy, out of consciousness, out of love, out of experiences. That experience is our learning path. And we're learning about ourselves and we're learning about others that are around us. And we're taking all this information in and allowing ourselves to grow within ourselves. But then we have to learn to trust the growth that we have accomplished. So it's this circle that goes around and around and around. The experiences that I've walked through, about to walk through, are all centered around my own interpretation, your own interpretation of why you experienced it, how you experienced it, what it meant. And everyday relationships, not just with yourself or your family and friends, but everything and everyone around you. Are my thoughts, this is what I want you to think about, are my thoughts actual downloads so that I can receive a better understanding? Are we connected universally and we don't even realize it? Then the everyday relationships and the practices of the mind, the energy, and God, it's not just that faith, but it's the exercises, it's the connections, it's meditation, it's listening, it's trusting. Not a belief, or not just a belief, but also a connection. Things that I've learned or that I'm about to learn should make me a better person. I hope make me a better person and make it better for those who are around me as well. We all have this inner compass, so this map within ourselves, this directional, that tells us right from wrong. We don't always follow it, and then later we say, I wish I would have paid attention. So becoming spiritually aware aids that compass, because now we've brought in our intuition, our thoughts, our interpretations, our experiences. Did you realize? And I guess I've known this for a while because of my own experience, but I didn't actually understand why. But I've come to realize that like 33% of all people who are dealing with depression is brought from the onset of not knowing who I am, where I'm to go, what my purpose is. It's that, when your belly gets hungry because you know it's almost dinner time, and the hungrier you kind of get cranky. I feel like that's the way to describe spiritual depression, because I know there's more meaning. I'm looking for more meaning. I know I can do something for this world. You've heard me say 100 times, my goal was to heal the world one person at a time. And then that one person heals another person. And then those two people heal two more people while I'm healing one person or aiding in their healing. We've all had experiences, and we've all known that something was going to happen before it actually happened. And then later you go, I knew it. Why didn't I trust it? Had I known before, had I trusted my thought process before, this would have happened. That's becoming aware. It's the knowing before the fact. It's being aware of it. We become connected to a knowing, to a mindfulness that helps us align this larger consciousness. So first, you have the actual experience. He is on test mode, so hopefully he doesn't fail. I hear him buffing a little bit. So first, you have the actual experience. And then you reflect on the experience. And then third is the awareness to be mindful of the reflection. Our conscious mind replays conversations and acts that we've experienced in our thoughts. That's reflecting. Changing your response or your reaction if it happens again is being aware and being mindful. It's a natural source within ourselves that we don't always tune into. We're more worried about this buzzword, that buzzword. You know how many people come to me and say, oh, I'm an empath, so this. Oh, I'm on a spiritual journey, so this. Just do it. If you're an empath, work with that. Figure out the good and the bad of that. Figure out how to have some intuitive control over that. If you're on a spiritual journey, great. Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you feeding into your mind, body, and spirit? It's a natural source to ourselves. We don't need the buzzwords to connect to source. It's basically this spiritual exercise that you just need to do on a daily basis. Whether you meditate or you read or you listen to a podcast or you work with different tools, whether it be crystals and stones or Reiki healers, or you learn Reiki, or you're a healer, so you're diving into that and you're practicing it. That's where the key is. You practice it on a daily basis. It's that spiritual practice, like an exercise. So, if you were to close your eyes right now and visualize a room with a table, and without thinking, I want you to sit 5 of your favorite, most respected people, living or not living, at this table. They have come there to be present with you. Who are they? Look around. Who are they? Don't overthink it. These are ones that just dropped into your visualization because they've touched your life in some way. What does the surroundings look like and feel like? Why did you choose these 5 people? Just what pops into your mind? You're using your intuitive Rolodex within your mind. Maybe it was a favorite teacher. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it's your best friend. Maybe it's, a podcaster that you were listening to. Maybe, oh my goodness, I saw this, this little old couple walking down through the park holding, hand in hand and canes in the other hand. That touched my heart. That's something that I want. Who is sitting at the table? How would you describe how they affected your life direction, your inner compass? How did they touch that? How did they move the dial on that inner compass? What did they teach you? Do they love you? Now, as you're looking at this table, you're visualizing this table. I want you to notice where you're seated at the table. See it in your mind. Don't overthink it. Where are you seated at the table? How do you look? How do you feel about being in your own company? About showing up for yourself? This is that spiritual Rolodex. Do you show up for yourself? Do you love yourself? How do you feel in the company of these 5 people sitting at your table? Will you show up and sit with yourself and sit with these people? Sit with these energies? Reflect on what you have learned? Give yourself permission. Here's the big one. Now I want you to imagine God, Source, the universe, however you see it, sits down at your table. Where are they seated? How does it feel? What does that look like? Does Source love you enough to show up? The answers to all of these questions of would they show up for you? Do they love you? Should be yes. Absolutely, they would show up for me. Absolutely, they love me. But did you hesitate? Because of your life experiences, because of your spiritual practice, do you feel like, maybe I'm not worthy of them sitting at my table? Well, that's your interpretation. And then you need to reflect and be aware of why you have that interpretation. Okay? This is your room, your safe space to have internal conversations. But how do you have internal conversations? Do you interpret them worst case scenario? Do you interpret them best case scenario? Do you just talk them through with yourself? Or can you utilize one of these 5 people and the God force and your higher self that is seated at this table in your spiritual practice? The answer is yes. Your loved ones on the other side, the energy of people still living, yourself, your higher self. We all connect. There's this link that connects us, this spiritual link that connects us. And that's that power of tapping. Couldn't remember how I said it. That's that power of tapping into spirituality. It's not just faith-based. It's showing up. It's practicing. Okay? Think about what you've learned from these people that are sitting at your table. Why is that important to who you are becoming? We all seek to learn. It's a natural instinct. When we were born, we knew nothing except from the spirit world. We had to learn to walk and to talk, and, we had to be taught all these things. We had teachers. We've had teachers all of our life. Even if they aren't teachers, they're still teachers. Some of the greatest teachers that I've had, I've found while diving into a book where I'm like, oh my goodness, never thought of it this way. Your life force is your everyday relationship for yourself, for spirit. It's the meaningful interpretations of who you are, where you're at, and where you're going. What do you bring to the table? Spiritual awareness, spiritual alignment. So those buzzwords, spiritual awareness, that means I am aware that there's other things that are not humanly here that guide me. I'm aware that I have a consciousness, a higher self that's connected to spirituality. Alignment, spiritual alignment means I have come into connection and I feel good about the connection. And when I don't feel good about the connection, I review what has happened and I get back in line. Make sense? Some think only special, chosen, gifted people are aligned. But we all can be. We all have some connection to something. It's just what you focus on, what you practice, and what you allow yourself to connect with. Becoming aware is your own reflection of your own experiences, of your own understanding of who you are and where you are and what you're meant to be. So for any of you who have ever gone through depression, anxiety, what comes into your mind? It just comes out of nowhere. You feel this closeness that's around you. You feel all these words spinning around in your head. You think, what am I meant to be? What am I meant to do? Is this person okay? Is that person okay? You have all these thoughts that are being thrown at you. I remember saying to my husband years ago when I was going through an anxiety attack and he was trying to help me. And for those of you who have met Jeff, he's got this loud, raspy voice. And then he's like, oh, calm down, just calm, breathe, this type of thing. I felt literally like his words were coming out of his mouth at me. And I'm like, you need to calm down. Just shh, just be quiet for a minute. And we got to the point where he would just grab a hold of me and he would say, feel my chest going in and out. I need you to breathe with me. And he would whisper this in my ear. So I would be able to tune into his voice in my ear, that allowed me then to tune into what I was experiencing and what I was learning. Don't be so worried about fads and fitting in and what other people will think. The buzzwords come and go, but the reality of spiritual connection lives on. Even after we leave this earth, we're connected spiritually. So we already have those relationships, right? And we're learning. It is this energetic path that's around us for us to be aware of, that is within us, around us. And when we start to calm our breathing down, listen to the whisper of the voice, magically paths appear. Thoughts, people will be put in your path that can help you. And when it changes, the path changes, just like a road map. It changes, directions change. You get quiet again, but you're already aware of this spiritual connection. You may not, the biggest understanding that you can have is knowing that you will not understand everything around you. But I will glide into the position that I need to intuitively, because I know that God has something greater for me. And I just need to shut my mouth, listen, trust, and do. So showing up for yourself, even when things change, go back to that room that you visualized. What 5 people are showing up now? They're going to change. What doesn't change is you showing up for you, and God or source also seated at that table. They change because you are not the same. You change and you grow. You were planted, you gave nourishment, up through the ground you grew. And it changes. You're releasing and growing. Things that bothered me 10 years ago don't bother me now. And things that bother me now didn't bother me 10 years ago. Think about the innocence of a child. No worries or cares in the world, for the most part. But then when they get older, all you want to do when you're little is you want to grow up. And then when you grow up, you're like, oh my God, I need to be little again. Have someone take care of me. Have someone put me in my own direction that knows what's best for me, or hopefully knows what's best for me, because I don't know what's best for me. But you know who does? The people seated at your spiritual table, the God force, the universe, your higher self. And if you make a wrong direction, change direction with that internal compass, think about, reflect on what you've learned so that you can grow from that. Let's see. I miss saying that you are also gathering experiences to better your world and the world around you. I don't like everything that happens around me. I get frustrated at the chaos of the world. I get frustrated at being quieted about certain things, but then having other things yelled to me from the world. Make sense? How I respond and react and the awareness that I have, that's my choice. Oh no. He was being so good. We'll see what happens. So I first started talking about Dr. Lisa Miller, who wrote the book, what is it called? The Awakened Brain. And I haven't gotten the book yet. It's in my cart. I will be getting it. And I was listening to a dear friend of mine yesterday as she was doing some online angel card readings. And the one card that she pulled, and I don't remember what the card was, but she said to this woman who she was doing the card for, you are a boss babe, but you don't know it. Grab a hold of that. You're the boss. You're a boss babe. Isn't that what she said? Yeah, boss babe energy is what she said. And I loved that. It's that not just feminine energy, it's that boss babe energy. I got this under control. I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter. I can, figure things out that need figured out. And what Dr. Lisa Miller said at the end of this podcast I was listening to, and I was like, oh my God. She said, I hope you do not get what you want, but that you discover what the universe has for you. The power of tapping into source, spirituality, it's that connection to you and source and to your spiritual helpers that are around you to discover the higher meanings and purpose that you're on. And the best answer that I can give you is it's okay if you don't understand it. Just, it's almost like jump in the boat and float down the stream with it. And the answers will come. And if they don't, keep going in the same direction. So connecting, the power of tapping in, sorry, my dog, the power of tapping in spirituality. Don't look at it as just faith-based. It is action-based and thought-based. That daily exercise. You're growing your spiritual muscles. There was a poll that she talked about that spiritually connected people are actually happier and thrive in all different types of situations. Get spiritually connected. Start today. Do a meditation. Do a mantra. I'm spiritually connected today. What does that look like? Go for a hike in the woods and smell the air. Look at the trees. Look at the birds. Do a meditation. Listen to music. Dance. Read a book. Whatever gets your spiritual energy juju moving. That's where the direction that you want to go into. Invite your pup to come and sit with you while you do a live, thinking that, well, we have to teach him. And it's been a little while since he's been in here while I did a live. He did pretty good. But guys, connect with me spiritually, energetically, and chat with me spiritually. Wouldn't that be cool? Visualize sitting down at the table. I'm sitting there, and you're asking me questions, and we're just chit-chatting back and forth. What are you teaching me, and what am I teaching you? Interesting concept, huh? All right, guys. Don't forget tonight to tune into Connecting to Spirit on Bold Brave Media. It's the podcast. You can call in with your questions, or you can have a live angel card reading done. I won't have Rebel there with me. He'll just be my Tuesday talk dog. Roxy's on the floor. You never even know that. She's just laying there being a good girl. But I think he did pretty good. All right, guys. This is Evidential Medium, Stacy Needenthal. If you're interested in scheduling a reading, I do have a few that I just opened up, some appointments. I have events that are up on connectingtospiritwithstacy.com. Private message me. I'd love to hear from you. Let's chat. And as always, pray that you are living the life you love and loving the life you live. If not, you're the only one that can change it. Tap in to spirituality, to spiritual energy, to your higher self, to your consciousness, to the God force, to the universe. Grow, breathe, learn, and then be of service to others. All right, guys. I will see you tonight as well as next Tuesday on Tuesday Talks at 10:30. But tonight, Bold Brave Media. Peace out. I love you so much. Spiritually, you and me, we're like that. We're like that. All right, guys. I will talk to you soon.